personnel and get myself deeper and situationally, right? I know he had some burners, but sheesh, 30,
Well,
30 yards, 30 yards down the field, it was a lot. So, to me, it was a great pass. Obviously it was inches from, Ward being able to make a play on it, but I got to do better on that.
is your assignment to cover him the length of the field
No,
or
it's
only
not. No, it's not like man to man on him. No, that's not what it is. I have a deep zone,
okay,
and you look around the league, and every team in the NFL runs that
okay.
coverage. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Next, we go to Ashley.
Hey Jordan, I guess what's important when you're facing a team for the second time in 3 weeks and it's a divisional opponent where you guys already have a bunch of familiarity with each other?
Yeah. But one of the big things is, going back and looking at what they had success on, going back and looking at, what they might be able to try, see how we played them and try and anticipate how they're going to make their adjustments. But a lot of it, at the end of the day, comes down to us and our execution. This game is really about, it's not necessarily about who you're going against. Obviously, they run variations of different stuff, but if you execute and use your rules right on defense, usually good things happen. So for us, it's executing at a high level, and then trying to anticipate some of those things.
And I know we asked you a little bit about this locker room and the vibes after the game the other night, but
Yeah.
just when the record is what it is, like I mean, how do you guys get up as a group to still find that motivation, even though like the playoff picture is what it is and the division race is what it is at this point?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you can't get up for an NFL football game, right, that you're in the wrong business. At the end of the day, this is our job. We've chosen to play this game because we love it. Um, and Sundays, whether you're in the playoff race or out or have a small chance, right, on Sunday you get that same anticipation, kind of anxiousness before a game, right? Like it's Sundays are Sundays. You just they all feel the same. So, at the end of the day, right, it's not necessarily about the external circumstances. It has to be about loving the game and being consistent in who we are as players and as people.
All right, next we go to Scott.
Hey, Jordan. I know you guys saw him a couple weeks ago, but just Russell, how he's fit with that Steelers offense when he played you guys and just in general, including that Cincinnati game. How have you seen him fit in what they do?
Yeah, well, he's doing a great job, taking what defenses give, seeing it, taking care of the ball. Obviously Russ for a long time has been dynamic in his ability to use his legs as well and extend plays. Um, he's making all the throws, right? And he's seeing his matchups and he's taking the ones he likes. And they've got good playmakers over there. And honestly, the biggest thing that I see is he's just making really good decisions. Not turning the ball over, trying to take what defenses give him.
Kevin talked about how he's always been a great deep ball thrower.
Yeah.
You guys have struggled giving up some deep plays. You mentioned the 93-yarder the other day. So how do you prevent his strength, from showing up again on Sunday?
Yeah, execution, right? I talking about that play, right? Specifically, if I'm deeper, I think it discourages the throw in the first place. So it's execution, it's understanding personnel, who they are, what they like to do, and then we got to make plays, right? This is a playmaking business that we're in, right? If you make plays when your opportunity comes, right, those are the teams that usually win.
Thanks.
All right, next we go to Cam.
Jordan, kind of back on that leadership topic. This season, have you seen maybe some of the young guys who are going through this adversity, who dealing with the losses and having to rebound back? Have you seen maybe any specific examples of growth, or has anyone maybe picked your brain about, how to overcome that being young or being in a position that they hadn't been in before?
Yeah. Well, I can say in my room, right, Mahmoud has done a great job just in terms of his growth, his leadership. having the green dot at times, right? Being able to make that progression into a starting role. He's done a great job, and is just, he's been a pro's pro, sitting back, listening, asking questions, asking for advice, and then going out there and executing well. So he's done a great job for us.
As a guy who's been doing this for a while, how can those moments really shape you as a player and the trajectory of your career as you're looking to grow like that?
Just in terms of like the progression, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, when you have to deal with that, I mean, obviously losing and going through that
Yeah.
adversity is not what you want, but what are the benefits to that? What are some of the things you can take away from that in terms of growth?
Yeah, I mean that's life, right? We go through hard things so that we come back on the other side and we're stronger. You look back on these times. For me personally, I look back on these times, the times that I had a couple, bad seasons, tough seasons, going through losses, couldn't find a win, right? These hard moments throughout your career. I look back at those right now, going through this, and can lean on some of the things that I've learned then. So, you bank it, you continue to push through, you lean on each other, and then, you're better on the other side for it. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll go back to Tony.
Okay, I got two more questions, Jordan. First
Yep.
is at this stage, well, tell me, when your team is involved in Hard Knocks, do you personally watch the episode, and did teammates watch yesterday?
I have not seen it yet. I would imagine that I'm probably going to watch it. I know my wife wants to watch it real bad, so it'll probably be on. But honestly, I haven't really had the conversation with any of the guys, so I can't speak for anybody else.
So my second question is, so now not even a winning season is possible mathematically for the Browns. In your history, you're new to this rivalry because you're new to this division. But in times like this, and do players get personal satisfaction out of spoiling a rival's season?
I mean, I know in my past history, absolutely. There's situations, right, where teams they have aspirations, they're trying to get whatever it may be, first round bye, be first in the division, whatever it is. A lot of that stuff comes within the last 2-3 games, right? But at the end of the day, anytime you beat a division rival, right, it feels good, especially when they're playing for something. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll do two more. First one from Ashley.
Hey Jordan, just like given how the last game ended with Pickens and Greg, and knowing how emotional Pickens can be, you got a couple more penalties against the Bengals last week. Like, do you guys talk about, hey, keep your cooler heads here, let cooler heads prevail if he's coming at you, or you're in that situation like that? Like, just what's the response after a game ends, like the last time the Steelers were in town?
Yeah, we know it's going to be chippy. Whether it's him, whether it's somebody else, right? I mean, it's obviously part of his game, and we obviously got it. We can't have penalties, right? Penalties kill drives, kill situations. So, yeah, obviously we want to be smart on that aspect.
Last one from Scott.
Hey, Jordan, what do you see from the both those running backs, Harris and Warren, and how they use those guys in combination?
Yeah, I mean, they're physical, right? They're both downhill. They're both strong backs. They are a run first offense, right? They like to hand those guys the ball. And so for us, obviously it's a challenge every week, but going against these guys, it's a different mentality, and you got to buckle up.
Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
you guys.
All right, guys, we have Nick Chubb on deck if you want to get questions ready. Guys, we have Nick here. Raise your hand and we'll get to you. First question, we will go to Mary Kay.
Oh, hi, Nick. I know we asked you this when you faced the Steelers 2 weeks ago, but now that you're actually going back to Pittsburgh, where you suffered the actual injury, does this game have any more emotional impact for you, or are you heading into it with any more feeling than you might normally?
Uh, I don't think so. It's an divisional game. So for me, that's enough for me to get excited about. But I'll be lying if I say it's not what I haven't thought about it. And going back to that place where it happened last year. But besides that, I'm all excited to play the Steelers.
Thank you.
Next we'll go to Cam.
Hey, Nick, I know Kevin said during the game on Monday that you were just in the game plan. It was Jerome out there mixing it up between you two. When you're on the sideline, kind of waiting to get called back in, I know you're not a guy that asks for the ball, but what is that process like for you as you're waiting and kind of figuring out how you're going to be able to impact when you do get back out there?
I mean, whatever they need me to do, I'm ready to do, no matter what it is or what it takes.
Is there any process of, talking to the guys, waiting for that moment of, all right, you can block this way, or I can see a cut, I can see an opportunity that they're showing us there, or is it just you do what you're asked to do?
Yeah, I do what I'm asked. I don't. I try not to coach the O line. I let them do what they want to do, and I make it cut off whatever they block.
Thanks.
So go to Tony.
Nick, I don't know if you watched Hard Knocks, but in it, Joe Burrow said he wants to buy a Batmobile. There's only 7 of them available. Did you see it? And what do you think about that?
I didn't watch Hard Knocks, but I saw it on I think Instagram or Twitter. But that's fine. He can buy a Batmobile.
Are you interested in pursuing that?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I already have one.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
And when you go back and watch the run game against Denver, what do you think the issues were that you weren't as successful as you guys wanted to be?
I'm not sure. Those guys did a great job. Denver did a great job of being prepared for the run. And I think most part, I guess we got in our own way. I miss some reads, and I think the biggest part is just us just need to go out there and just find a way to make it work. No matter what it looks like.
When you watch yourself, what, if anything, is missing from you being where you want to be?
I think it's just time. Just not being out there for a while, the rust, and just just not playing football for a while. Maybe that's the biggest thing.
Do you have a sense of how close you are?
I have no idea. When it happens, you'll see it.
Thanks.
Next go to Ashley.
Nick, obviously there's so much familiarity between you guys and the Steelers, but just seeing them 2 times in 3 weeks, and I know Kevin's mentioned this, like little things can change. I know defensively they'll probably have Highsmith back and things like that, but how is that familiarity when it's a short week and you're seeing them for the second time in 3 weeks?
I mean, it does help to be familiar. Just we played them 2 weeks ago, and it does help just because it's a shorter week for us. But when we play them twice every year, we're familiar with them. We know what they want to do, and they don't shy away from it. They are who they are, and they pride themselves in that. And it's always a tough battle, a tough challenge going up against them.
Thanks.
Next we go to Spencer.
Hey Nick, obviously you talk a lot about just how much division games mean, and in a season that hasn't gone the way you guys wanted in terms of like overarching goals, some of the bigger goals that you guys have had. This franchise hasn't swept the Steelers in a season since 1988. Just what would it mean for you guys to pull that off and beat the Steelers twice this year?
I was looking too far ahead. We're gonna focus on today and tomorrow, and hopefully get that one win when we do play against them. But as far as the sweep, I mean, I can't comment on that. We're just hoping to have it go out there and play our best.
Thanks, Nick.
Go back to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Nick, you mentioned at the outset that you'd be lying if you said that you hadn't thought about going back to Pittsburgh where the injury occurred. When the thought does cross your mind, what is it that comes to mind? The gratitude that you're actually going back there and getting to be able to play, or everything that you've been through since that moment, or what do you kind of think about?
Can you guys hear me?
Mhm.
Now we
That's pretty
can.
much that's pretty much it. Just going back there and uh knowing how I was last year. I mean, last time I played there, everything that happened, and just being grateful that I'm able to run and play football again and move around. And I think more just the gratitude aspect of me being back there and being healthy.
And when in the moment, did the thought occur to you at all that maybe you might not make it back to this moment again?
No, I didn't.
Okay, okay, thank you.
All right, thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. All right, guys, we'll have Elijah Moore here shortly.
Hey guys, we'll have Elijah joining really soon. There's a new sheriff in town. Yeah. All right, we got Elijah on the way. Grossy, I don't think you are able to answer a question today.
Uh,
What's up, Elijah? Can you hear me?
yeah, it was good, bro.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm got our local media. I'll start getting rolling with questions. I'm gonna start with Cameron Justice. Cameron, you can unmute.
Hey Elijah, I know Monday is a big game for you. Second 100-yard game of your career, first in a while. How good did that one feel to kind of get going and open up in the offense like that?
Nah, I feel really good. I feel really blessed to be an opportunity. Just wanted to finish though, you know.
And then I'll ask you because when I asked you about Nick Chubb a couple games ago, your face kind of lit up. It seemed like you enjoyed talking about him. This is the first time he'll be back in Pittsburgh since that season-ending knee injury. As a team, how are you guys supporting him? How do you guys have his back in this week, which he won't maybe show the emotion, but it's set to be an emotional game?
Yeah. I mean, you know, we got his back no matter what. At the end of the day, football's football, wherever you play it at. And I think he has that mindset too.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, we'll go to Daryl Ryder next. Daryl, you can unmute.
Yeah, Elijah, you and Jerry seem to be real comfortable right now and obviously very productive in the offense. I'm just wondering what has happened here in the last 2 weeks to really get you two guys going.
But like it's just, you know, we late in the season now, you know, we've been playing football for a little bit. Everyone's kind of understanding, running, you know, similar plays at a different formations. Just I think it's just the repetition of just playing. You know, it's time to click, you know. It's been past time to click.
And after you guys beat the Steelers a couple of weeks ago, a couple of their players basically credited the snow for that. Is that something you guys saw, pay attention to? Is that motivation as you guys get ready to go back to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I mean, a win is a win, no matter how you get it, you know. So whatever weather it is, you know, we try to do our best.
All right, let's go to Tom next. Tom, you can unmute.
Thanks, Dominator. Hey, Elijah, back to Nick for a second. He was talking before how grateful he was to how grateful he is to be able to go back and play in Pittsburgh after being hurt there last year. As a teammate, how grateful are you guys to know that he was able to come back from it? I mean, you said you've got his back, but how inspiring is it as well to see a guy go through what he's been through and then get back on the field?
Nah, exactly. I think Nick is the true definition of being a Cleveland Brown. You know, I think the city embraces him, and even when I first got traded over here, you know, that's like the first player that I thought of when I thought of the team. You know, so to have him back and to respond the way that he's responding has been nothing but, you know, super motivating to all the players and just, you know, a high level of respect. You know, we already had that towards him, but I guess it just raised, you know, a whole nother bar.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Scott, you're next. You can unmute.
Hey, Elijah, when
How
you
you
talk
doing?
about getting on track at this point in the season, how big a role has Jameis played in that, in the ability for him to find you guys and give you chances?
A huge part, you know, quarterback makes up a big part of the team, you know, allowing everybody to play the role that they need to play at the highest level, and then defense, you know, hopefully stay up the field so they can catch their breath and then make stops when they need to make stops. So having a quarterback, you know, just his leadership as well has been great.
He took those pick sixes really hard the other night. How do you think he'll respond to that?
A positive guy, you see what I'm saying? I don't put none past him. And then with also him being God-fearing, I don't put none past him neither. So, you know, it's definitely, I feel like he's going to respond well.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Mary Kay next.
Yeah, Elijah, I saw that you had kind of emotional, life-changing event, I believe, over the weekend, if I was looking at that right, maybe on your Instagram. And I'm just wondering, is that something that that you're willing to share? Do you have just a lot to be sort of happy and grateful about right now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm definitely grateful. About to have a baby is that babies is definitely a gift from God. So blessed to be an opportunity to have that.
Okay. And was that an engagement too, or was that just about the baby?
Yeah, it was an engagement as well.
Okay,
You
so
want to
lots,
air out everything. It's all on social media.
so lots of life changes for you at the same time. And I mean, and then you go out and you have this big 100 yard game. I mean, was it all kind of wrapped up together in a sort of a big weekend for you?
Yes, ma'am. It was definitely a positive and grateful weekend for me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll take a couple more. We'll hit Tony Grossi and then Spencer. Tony, you got mute.
Thank you, Dom. Two quickies. Elijah, I didn't have a chance to ask you after the game, but I saw a quote from you that did you think you touched that defender who picked six?
I thought I did, but when I look back, I didn't. So I
Okay.
got to do a better job of having awareness and making sure that as soon as I'm falling out of bounds, I do a great job of running back and touching him.
Okay. The other question is, I think this is your first time with a team that's on Hard Knocks. Did you watch? Will you watch?
If it's on social media and it crosses my phone, probably, but I'm not gonna go out my way to watch it. I got other stuff I gotta focus on.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
All right, Elijah, we'll hit you with one more. Spencer, you can go ahead and unmute.
Hey Elijah, this organization hasn't swept the Pittsburgh Steelers in a season since 1988. So in a year for you guys that hasn't obviously gone the way that you hoped, and some of these bigger goals are kind of out of the equation now. Just how much is that a motivating factor for you guys? I know division games obviously carry a little bit more weight for you, and just what would it mean to you to beat that team twice this year?
No, I mean everything. Divisional games is like every single game is our playoff game. So just to be able to do that, especially since you said since what year?
1988.
Yeah, we got to change that. We got to break these chains.
Thanks, Elijah.
Yeah, no problem.
Ooh, looks like we're good for today. Appreciate you, Elijah.
Already.
And that'll be it for today. I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully Tony comes with a better mood tomorrow as well. He was being mean to me today.